is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Lob past Cooper. Oh, he slams it right over the top of Golden. 15 on the shot clock. Fears down the lane. Right at Golden. Bank shot good. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Fears. Here's a three from the wing. It's good. MSU gets another three.
Jackson Kohler with his fourth three of this game.
He got it.
It is time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by Meyer, supporting hundreds of sports teams across the Midwest. Labatt Blue Light, we're brewed for the roast. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. And Coors Light, choose chill. Now, with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tieman.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan and beyond. And welcome into the Coach Tom Izzo Show, as always presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And welcome on my co-host, Mike Garland, who brings sanity to this thing. By the way, we're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches Shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. Well, Tom, I've been thinking about how to open up this show. Pretty disappointing. Lost to Duke. Great crowd, great everything, really. So I just thought I'd ask you what you're thinking.
Well, that's why I was almost late. I was almost late here. I forgot my phone. And thank God I got it in my pocket now, but I had to run back and get that. You never know when a recruit's going to call. And I felt like probably most people, it was one of those historic days when there were so many things going on, and the hockey game Friday night. I stopped by there for a minute, and, the scene was pretty well set with the big announcement of Greg Williams and all the things that happened. And but it still makes you appreciate, realize, and understand that no matter what you do in this world, the little things matter. Little things matter. And, we get caught up in big things, and it's the little things that really make a difference. And we didn't do some little things, we really didn't. I mean, we battled. I thought we all played them over half the game. Yeah, I was upset about a couple of critical calls, but I was more upset about missing a layup. That's a little thing. Not cutting out at the free throw line. That's a little thing. Not making free throws. That's a little thing. And little things at the end of the day in life, whether it's, I don't care if it's your family, your friends, I don't care if it's your team, little things matter. And I think this will be a good learning lesson for our team. I mean, we're not great yet. I told you that, and I told you why. And but I will admit that after playing the four monster teams we played, that the way we played and what we did, I feel better about my team and my program now than I did before, because I think we've proven that we can play with anybody. I think we've proven that, we're not going to be afraid of anybody. But I think we also, once in a while, you need a wake-up call yourself. And the wake-up call yourself is, Mike, how many times you and I worked on the free throw cutouts?
Absolutely.
Well, I still do.
Right.
But I don't do it quite as violently as I used to do it, and that every night before a game,
Right.
we're down there shooting free throws. And I mean, it's not the players' fault. It's really, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody tries to miss a free throw or shot. The cutout is an effort-related thing,
Absolutely.
and that bothers me. I will blame the players for that, but I will also blame the head coach for we did not handle their zone very well. They played about 2 minutes of zone all year, and I did a poor job maybe preparing for that. So that's the little thing I've got to take. So players got to take a little thing. The head coach got to take a little thing. The assistant coaches take some little things. and realize that this program is built to win games during the season and play in February, March, and April. And if you don't learn things, you're not usually as good in February, March, and April. And so I learned a good lesson last night. I beat the hell out of myself since then, just because I think there's enough things in this job you can't control. But there are things you can control, and you better control what you can control if you're going to be a special team. And I think that goes for anything in life. Control what you can control, because there's a lot of things that are out of your control.
Absolutely.
Well, the one thing, though, which is pretty impressive, everybody talks about winning, quad one wins. We have 4 of those already, and there's only 2 other teams in America that have them. Duke is one, Vandy's the other. There's how many teams play Division I basketball, Tom?
367.
Only 3 have 4 quad one wins. That's pretty good, huh?
The nice thing about you and my buddy Jack Ebling, and you guys find none of you are as good as Gus Kanakis.
No.
I was down 50-20 at halftime down against Memphis in the NCAA tournament, and Gus, God love him, Gus found some silver lining in the cloud, and I can't tell you. There's a couple times I told Gus where to stick his happy moment, but in general, I would say that the silver lining is we're going to learn from our mistakes. I promise you, we're going to learn from our mistakes. That still doesn't make us a great basketball team. It puts us in a position that, we're going to, whoever would have thought, remember what I told you now, not to be, an expert on this, but I told you there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. We really haven't had a lot of ups and downs so far in our 9 games. We've been pretty solid, pretty stable. And you look at Purdue the other night.
Wow.
There are probably 20 people in the Indiana prison right now because those poor guys from Iowa State don't realize it is illegal to beat Purdue by 25. So they probably all got arrested, for God's sakes, And, in Kentucky, you watch them against, remember I told you those things are going to happen. And I think they're going to happen because of the unstableness of college athletics. And yet at the same time, I feel good that we're in a position we're in. We just got to get better at the little things, and the little things matter, and don't let anybody tell you they don't.
Well, Chief, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Mike. I'd love to answer it.
This is a question that we always ask ourselves every year. Are we a coach team right now, or a player coach team right now? And you might want to explain to everybody what that is.
Yeah, Mike and I came up with this a long, long time ago. There's player coach teams, meaning that the players really take ownership and are a bigger voice than the coach. And I said that once, and I think I told this group this, but I said that once, giving my players all kinds of credit. And some fan called in and said, well, then why in the hell we pay you so much money if you don't coach the team? So you can't ever win. But the truth is the great teams are player coached. Now, this team wasn't coached either, because I did not do a great job with that zone. So I have to take responsibility too. So right now, the players are doing a good job. The coach has done a decent job. And we're both going to work together to do a better job.
Okay.
And maybe then at the end of the year, when it is, if it is, and I hope it is, a player coach team, this team could do a lot of special things.
And by the way, make your best play of the day at One North Kitchen and Bar. Happy hour runs 2 to 6 every weekday. And then we go into overtime on Thursdays until 9. Catch great drinks and appetizers just minutes from campus. This is the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
That's for you.
You didn't do this, did you, boss?
Mind your business, Billy.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Show and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North Kitchen and Bar, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Spartan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes these moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer of Michigan State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
And welcome back to the Coach Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you. Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of things to talk about, and I would like to ask you about one of your players. It's a freshman, Jordan Scott. He just comes on the floor and he just brings this positive energy. And in two of our big games, Arkansas for one, and of course Duke the last game, those are the games he played his most minutes. 26 against Arkansas, 25 on Saturday. Pretty good shooting. Took 4 threes, made 2 of them, not too bad. And so I'd like to ask you about his development.
Yeah, his development has been great. I mean, he plays with some passion. He's 6'6", 6'7". He's got length. He's a lot tougher than we thought he was. He's a lot better defensively than we thought he was. The poor kid started out the year 2 for 16 or 15 from the 3, and now he's hit in the last couple of games. He's a really good shooter. It just happens sometimes, the freshman. And Jordan Scott's a guy that's going to get more and more time. We've made no bones about it. I've made none to you, and I've made none to the players. I mean, I brought in all 3 of those other 2 guards, and we talked to them about it. Not blaming them, but everybody's got a job to do. And when you're a shooter, you got a job to make shots. And so, we've given different guys a chance. We might do one more, and then we're going to try to settle in who we think. That's what preseason is for. And it's been a little bit of an Achilles heel, poor Jeremy in a way. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball real well last game, but he has 13 assists and nobody's making shots. So I don't know how many he could have. He could be leading the world instead of the Big Ten if we do a better job of making shots for the guy.
When you talk about Scott, Tom, if you stick him in that 2 slot defensively, it's 6'8". Wow.
Well, that's not grow him. No, I told you he's 6'6", maybe 6'7". Will's a typical. You sound like a parent. The kid comes in 5'11". They want me to list him at 6'5". And that's not the way it is, Will. But he is 6'6", 6'7". He's got great length. He's very, very, very basketball intelligent and book intelligent, and that really helps. His mom was a great player at Maryland. She's on the networks now. His dad was a great player at the University of Miami, so he's got good pedigree, and he's Mike. I have this thing Mike knows. That's the 3 L's. Do you like what you do? Do you love what you do? Or do you live what you do? And he's a live what you do as a freshman. And there's not a lot of those, right?
Oh, wow. It's not many of those. Wow.
How many have you had as a freshman? I'm guessing Mateen was one of those kind of guys.
No.
Man, I might go for life up here today.
Mike and I better have this conversation. No, just kidding, Will. But no, Mateen was hurt. Remember, he had the back injury. I mean, Mateen was trying to survive when he was a freshman. I mean, there's always a few, but I'm not just talking about being great players. I'm talking about living the game, studying, working on your shot, your free throws, being in the office, looking at film. There are not a lot of people that do that. There's not a lot of people in your profession either that do that. And he's just one of those guys, Now, ironically, on this team, Jackson Kohler was one of those guys since he came in. Kerr, that kid spends more time shooting than anybody I know since Jaden Akins. Jaden Akins was one of them.
Right.
And sometimes it helps you go from here to here, and sometimes from here to here. And but it's an important part of the game, and I think this kid's going to be a hell of a player. And we were missing Cam. Cam had been playing so good since he hurt that wrist. Good, he had a couple layups. Cam is going to be a really, really good player too. He's tough. He missed so much practice that there were a couple defensive lapses that you can't blame a kid for having an injury and being out, and that's kind of what we were. And I'm saying all those things, and with 2 minutes left to go and 1:58 left, it's a tie game, and we just didn't do the things down the stretch. So give them credit. I thought they were classy in what they did. Boozer's a hell of a player. There's not many players, Mike, I think you'd agree with this, that can beat you like 4 ways. He can beat you with a rebound. He can beat you with a 3-point shot. He can beat you in the post, and he can beat you with a pass. He's a very, very, very good passing big man. That's why we didn't double team him. Now, all that work the first half, he had 2 points. Second half, he had 16, but he's averaging 28 or something. So he still was way below his average. And I thought my staff did a great job with the game plan on him. We just had a couple of mental lapses, which is going to happen.
When we come back, we'll have a question from the audience as we are live from Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Tom Izzo. And our show is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You are listening to the Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Take mine.
Thanks, Jen.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Hey, Spartan fans! It's college basketball season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of airballs and alley-oops. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the courtside action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in East Lansing, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of MSU basketball. Go green, go white. SeatGeek.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Show and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North Kitchen and Bar, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
We're back live on the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And Spartan fans, gear up with an MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's a perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. Well, we have a question.
Yes, I was just checking. I haven't seen an announcement, but we noticed Raymar Morgan has been back. So is he officially or?
Well, Raymar, when he got done, he almost made the Chicago Bulls. And so he had to leave that semester, because of training and that. And then he got picked up by a team in Europe and actually did very well over there. So he was still a semester short of his graduation. And he's married and he's got 2 kids. And his wife was smart enough to tell him, your butt is going back to school. So, no, but Raymar was a good student too, as Mike knows. And so Raymar just came up here and said, anything I can help you with? Well, you can have a student assistant. Like I said, the NCAA, my favorite group, has so many rules. But this is, we can have those. And so Raymar is back helping. He's really intelligent and he's really good at, what's good about having Raymar and Sutan, those guys played together in AT and TK, is you got former players, which I'm sad to say, is that going to happen anymore with kids leaving and going? And, I think I've hired 7 or 8 of my former players back here, which is really kind of keeps your group together and keeps your culture together. And it's really important to me. But Raymar is, his mom is great. They live in Novi. And so he comes in every day and it's been really good, and Raymar is very close with Draymond.
Exactly.
In fact, he was in his wedding, in fact. And so it's been good. And I think it'll get better, as he's just been here a couple weeks.
Yeah. I know.
And so, he'll be around.
By the way, we have manager games and we've been getting to the Final Four. Well, Goran Sutan, as a grad assistant, qualifies to play with the managers. And now Raymar Morgan, as a student assistant, qualifies to play for the managers. I'm liking our odds at going back to the Final Four.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Sutan's got his ARP or whatever that card is when you get, he put in for Medicare, so we'll see if he can still play.
He still walks a little bit. Here's a question I've always wanted to ask you too, and you're sitting here, so it's a great time to do it. For years and years, these guys have talked about their best buds. They're really good friends for a long period of time. Where did you guys really cement that? Where did it really start? I know it was in Northern Michigan, but where was that moment where I kind of like this guy?
It was the first night. I told you, the very first night I was in college. I walked over to the gym. And there was this JJ there. Remember Good Times? JJ had an afro about this big. Remember that? Oh, I looked down and I remember now. I'm from the UP, not the most diverse area in the world. And I say this as a compliment, but Mike Garland was the first black man I've ever met.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh about that, but sometimes if you're from Detroit, some people might be the first white guy they ever met, just because of the nature of everything, and nothing bad. And he came right up to me, and Mike was a year ahead of me, and he was on scholarship there, and I was just a walk on, and he kind of took me under his wing right off the bat, like the first night, and I don't know if you believe in love at first sight. That was the deal. I mean, he just kind of, and then we became roommates on the road, and when we were, I'm smaller than Mike, but Mike was a little guy too, so we got to sleep on the racks and the buses when we would make those long bus rides down. Mike and I were small enough to the hell with those 6'9" guys. They had to sit in the seat, right, Mike?
Yeah, we would enjoy those great meals that they would get us.
Yeah.
A couple of peanut butter sandwiches, an apple, and a bag of chips.
So we became good friends there, and then his wife was there too, at the time his girlfriend, and his fiance, and his wife at the end, and it's just been a great. We were just talking today. Mike and I were talking in my office earlier with a guy, and I said, yeah, I remember when Mike didn't finish his degree either because he got married,
right,
and everything was done. It's just a student teaching. So when I say he didn't do it, don't think he's a knucklehead. He didn't do it because
sometimes I was a knucklehead.
Yeah,
a lot of times. Trust me.
Come to think of it, he's telling the truth. But anyway, so he had to go to work,
Right.
and so he went to work, and I kept telling him, man, someday I'm going to get a job, or if you get a job, we're going to take each other with. And then when it started to look like I might have a chance to get a job, not at Michigan State, just at Division I, I said, you got to finish your degree, man. So he did, and then he became a teacher and a coach. And as soon as I got the job, first place I went down to Ypsilanti.
Do you remember calling me on the phone and saying, hey, what are you doing? And I said, hey, I just got in from 5-Star, man. I was sleeping. I wasn't going to answer the phone. And he said, can you ride to Detroit with me? And I was like, what's going on? And I could tell by his phone body language, as he calls it, that it was something important. I said, well, what's going on? He says, I'm going to be the next head coach at Michigan State. And I started laughing. The
guy had a lot of faith in me, you know what I mean?
There's no way you're not going to be come on, man. And then when he said one thing, I call it, he Izzo'd me. He says, well, what are you and Cynthia doing on Sunday? I said, you're not bullshit, are you?
There we go. We just got cut off from the network, thanks to Mike Garland. Coming with that. We got 4-letter language, but I guess, forgive us, please. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
You got to be authentic. And, he says, hey, we talked about this years and years ago. We were 17, 18 years old at the time. And he used to always talk about, hey, one day I'm going to be a big-time coach. We're going to have a big-time basketball program, and we're going to go down to Detroit and get all these guys. And I mean,
so Sunday, I had to go down because his wife was very skeptical.
Yeah,
his wife believed in me. She didn't believe in him. Was the problem. So at the time, he had 3 kids.
I had 2.
No, 3.
All 3 of them were born
at
that point.
And so I went down and sat in the living room. He was the head coach down there, but he had just gotten a teaching job a couple of years earlier. And so they were just getting all, she thought she was in Manhattan. Everything was going good. And I come in there and, with this pipeline dream, and we were able to pay him the same amount of money, which wasn't a lot of money.
Right.
And we were laughing this morning because she was like, no way, man, we ain't doing this. And I learned early who wore the pants in the family, as they say. So I had to start recruiting her, and I sent him to the other room. I said, this can really work out, Well, then as we, Mike comes and we get to a Final Four, and his bonus was more than he was making as a teacher. And then the next year you get a raise, and then he became full-time. And long story short, I used to always say to her when he came in, boy, Cynthia, aren't you glad we didn't listen to you? Didn't we talk about that today?
Yeah, we talk about it. It's nuts.
Oh,
so to this day, he reminds me. To this day, it's crazy.
Okay, now we got the answer. It's now time for the Alumni Hall Trivia. Today's winner receives tickets to the next home game and a $25 gift card to Alumni Hall. Thanks to participating in our trivia contest. Alumni Hall, your ultimate Spartan shopping experience. And true confession, I thought I had this one and I didn't. It's a little tougher than you might think. Here we go. We all know the Cassius Winston and Mateen Cleaves are 1-2 on the MSU all-time assist list. These guys are fabulous. Question is, who's number 3? Who is third on the Michigan State all-time assist list? Okay, that's our question. We got a microphone. No cheating. Stay off your phones. And see if we can get somebody to get this. We'll be back with more of the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
You didn't do this, did you, boss?
Mind your business, Billy.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, live with your legs, man.
Santa! Did you get my letter?
He's talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not that.
Of course he did, right, Santa?
You know, my elf Drewski here, he handles the nice list.
An elf? I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17. And at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies, right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part, you can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Guys, my side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed.
With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement, 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line, $100 plus a month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is Labatt, brewed for the fans who can't stop shouting shoot it, and the driveway heroes who still call raindrops on every brick. Make fun of a ref through the TV like he can hear you, then miss 3 straight free throws on your buddy's hoop. Argue every foul, celebrate every layup, and somehow think you're running the offense from Section 312. But that's the beauty of it. Basketball isn't just about the court, it's the noise, the passion, and the Labatt you're holding while you live it. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
And thanks for joining us for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And Spartan fans gear up for an MSU FCU Visa credit card. Featuring the Spartan helmet, it's a perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. Well, the question to the audience here in our Alumni Hall trivia question is, we know that Cassius Winston and Mateen Cleaves are 1 and 2 in the all-time assist list in history of MSU men's basketball. The question is, who's number 3? So who wants to go first?
Tina Pentecost. Tom, I love your new sweatshirt.
Thank you.
And is it magic?
It is not magic.
Well, why not?
Because you didn't stay long enough. Anyway.
Good.
That was a great response.
Fantastic.
So, okay, go ahead.
Jim Morrow. I was here 79 to 83. Scott Skiles.
Scott Skiles.
Scott Skiles.
And when you think of Scott, you think of scoring and you think of toughness. But I never thought of him as a great assist guy.
You know, that's one of the good but sad things going on. You know, Scott is a guy I want to get back here a little bit more. And you know, when he had his go with Orlando and then Chicago, it kind of ended so bad that he's kind of gotten away from basketball. Mm-hmm. I get to talk to him once in a while. Nothing against Michigan State or anything, just basketball in general. And I can understand, you know, how he feels about some things, the way it's going. I mean, like Magic now, you know, it seems like we got so many guys not playing, and you know, things have changed, and these guys that lived, eat, and slept it, and spent so much time making less money are now, you know, it frustrates them. So I think that's going to be one of my goals here in the next year or two. Is I got to get him back and we'll do that because I think you would enjoy him.
Yeah.
We were just talking the other day about his performance at Minnesota, that they said he would have had 63 if the 3-point line was in. And I remember Flip Saunders, my good buddy who now passed, but was the coach of the Pistons and Minnesota. And he was an assistant on that Minnesota team that night. And he said it was the greatest performance he ever seen. And he coached in the league for like 15 years. So Scott was a hell of a player.
By the way, rounding out the top 10 for assists, Denzel Valentine also knew how to score. He's 4th. A.J. Hogarth 5th. Eric Snow, and he was 6th. And he finally learned how to make a free throw. He had to get to the other leg to do it, but not bad, huh?
God, that's those are all guys that I at least got a chance. That must mean I'm a better passing coach than I'm a shooting coach, for God's sake.
I still remember after a tough day, Judd talked to the media about Eric not making any free throws. And he said, he's going to make one, guys. I just don't know what season. It's pretty good. Drew Neitzel can make a basket. He's 7. Mark Montgomery, 8. Kalen Lucas, 9. And Travis Walton, 10th. Pretty good lineup of players there. Hey, don't forget, I don't want to forget to do this. The next show for Tom is December 17th, and that is the Christmas show. Okay? And so, are you practicing?
I am.
There you go.
Practicing, asking God for forgiveness.
Yeah, I'm sure right after the Duke game, you were practicing. No question about it. Anyway, the MSU Rebounders, they're having the Toys for Tots. So if you have something, don't have to wrap anything up. Just bring it to the show or just drive by here at 1 North and drop it off. There'll be a little bin out there, and you can help somebody have a nice Christmas, okay? By the way, Michigan State men's basketball is presented by Rocket Mortgage, and it's helping more Americans own more of America. Your journey home starts at rocketmortgage.com. Rocket, own the dream. And also, Frank, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on all of our Spartan Network affiliated stations, presented by Frank and Muth Insurance. Find a local independent agent by visiting fmins.com. The Tom Izzo Show is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We'll be back with more after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Spartan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes these moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer of Michigan State Athletics. So crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with basketball coach Tom Izzo. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Izzo. The winner also receives a private tour of the Breslin Center, an autographed basketball from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Auto Owners Insurance presents the Tom Izzo Show. And don't forget, when you shop Meyer, you help support hundreds of local teams across the Midwest, from big league stadiums to the neighborhood ball fields. Learn more at Meyer.com/community. Well, we've had some fun with this one, and it's a really good thing. The Abu Law Firm is proud, again, to sponsor the Beyond the Arc campaign. Every time we make a 3, they donate $25 to the Izzo Legacy Foundation, which supports a lot of great charities in this community. Thanks, Abu Law Firm, for that. And we're making some 3s now.
Yeah, we made, 8 in the last game?
Yeah.
And that was good. And, I do want to tell you, because it was with the food bank, and he's made a little change, but it's the same thing, because that's one of our major gifts goes to the food bank. So there's so many important charities that it's scary, but I do appreciate Andrew, and our women usually are kicking our butt, and they probably still are, but we are starting to get 7, 8, 9 threes in a game. So if we could do that, and Jackson Kohler was on fire, hit 4 in a row, and they made some adjustments, and we made some adjustments, but all in all, it's fun to do stuff for good causes, and there's nothing like the holiday season, the gifts, the food, trying to help people that don't have what we have. So God bless everybody.
Yep. Jackson Kohler is the top 3-ball shooter on the basketball team. Would you have guessed that?
No, but kind of. I asked him in a meeting yesterday, I said, how many threes you take your first year? He said, none. How many your second year? It was, 10. And last year it was a lot more, but he works. I mean,
yes.
Mike will tell you, I think the hardest worker I've had in the last 10 years might have been Jaden Akins. I mean, when I think about Denzel, and there were so many guys that really do put a lot of time in. But Jaden Akins, it was unbelievable the time that. In fact, I got to go to a Piston game a couple weeks ago to see Jace Richardson, and they were playing Orlando, and I sat with Jaden. I took my son down, and my son says, "Here, Dad, give this ticket to Jaden and sit with him for a while." It was really cool, and it was so much fun to listen to Jaden now that he's with the G League. He's playing very well, by the way, and you listen to him and how he is and what he sees in my team and how he sees it so differently, and so that was fun. But Jackson Kohler works as hard as him, and he spends time in that gym shooting, and he's just kind of made himself a player. With Carson Cooper getting 16 and 16, and Kohler doing what he's doing, we have one of the better inside tandems maybe in the country, and that's why our guard play's got to keep coming. That's been what we normally have been good at, and it is getting there. I mean, there's no question that Fears is getting better every game that he plays, and we just got to get those other guys to step up a little bit, and I don't know. We're going to see if we can do that now. We're in finals right now, and when we get done with them, most of our guys are done, although there's 1 or 2 profs that are in finals on Friday, and that's always a coach's nightmare because, we play on Saturday. Normally we don't play till Sunday or Monday, but because of the Big Ten, we have to play on Saturday, and so we're going to take finals, short practice, and leave for Penn State. That's always scary. But once we get back from there, there's no school, no practice rules, no nothing.
Yeah.
So that's our favorite time of year,
That's the best.
Oh, I bet. Anyway, we're live with head coach Tom Izzo. And we'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance presentation as you're listening to the Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Together. Join us at careers.ufmhealthsparrow.org.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with basketball coach Tom Izzo. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Izzo. The winner also receives a private tour of the Breslin Center, an autographed basketball from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street, you're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Spartan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes these moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer of Michigan State Athletics. So crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
We're back with more of the Spartan Basketball Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Hey, every Spartan knows everyone needs a timeout every now and then, so why not take yours at the beach? Myrtle Beach is home for 60 miles of warm, sandy beaches, over 2,000 restaurants, and much more. Enter now for your chance to win your very own beach break getaway. Compliments at Visit Myrtle Beach. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/MSU to enter. Your ultimate beach break is a click away. Well, let's now go into the audience for a question.
The question's either for the audience or Mike Garland, since
Put me on the spot.
yeah, Tom Izzo. Okay.
Okay.
But you know, God's country. Anyway, what you don't know about Mike was actually a big-time quarterback in high school. Mike was a very, very, very good football player. A little soft, so he went to basketball, but he was a very good football player. But Mike and I talk, and he knows when I was up there, the only thing we ever saw on TV up there was Notre Dame football replays.
Right.
And so we always wanted to be, Mary and I, that was our goal, to coach at Notre Dame, sometime. And I'm telling you that because I just wonder the curiosity. I have really a lot of respect for their coach. I think he's done an incredible job. One of our former guys, Max Bulla's on that team, on that staff, and does a phenomenal job. But, they have not wanted to get into a conference. And to me, they're one of the best teams in the 12 teams in the country. I just wonder what your thoughts were on should they get into a conference or should they not? Was it deserving or not deserving? So everybody puts me on the spot. I'm putting your I won't be like you. I won't say what I was thinking. I'll put your backside on the spot. How's that?
Well, in my opinion, of course, they're one of the top 12, but in my opinion, honest opinion, they deserve what they got because they had an opportunity to join the conference. It's beyond that time that Notre Dame joins a conference, and they should be in the Big Ten. They should have been in the Big Ten a long, long, long time ago. But
so now I'll answer my own question. I feel bad because I do think they're really good, and it is everything. But I do think we would have fit in with them, meaning the Big Ten. And I have no, whatever they do is what they do. But I do think that, the academics and all the things that the Big Ten stands for. Of course, Notre Dame is phenomenal, and but it is kind of your question mark at the way these rules are now and what happens and the selection. I have not. Coach D'Antonio called me today. I can't wait to hear the inside story because he was on the committee, as you know, and he left me a text.
Oh, wow.
It was a crazy world yesterday. But I did not get a chance to talk to him. He's actually in Vegas, which outside chance might be going to tomorrow. Nick Saban goes into the Hall of Fame tomorrow out there, and Coach D went out there for that. So, yeah, that's awesome. Whether you get mad at Nick or not, he cut his teeth here. You know, he might not be where he's at if he didn't get his start here as a head coach. Right. So anyway, any opinions from the audience?
I'll give you one, Tom.
Go ahead.
Okay. One of the great things about, say, MSU basketball, we get to play for a conference championship. And then there's these other things we can play for. If you're Notre Dame football, you got a hockey team in the Big Ten, you got a basketball team in the ACC. And if you're on that football team and all you're playing for is a national championship, then you've been disappointed since Lou Holtz. So I think what we have being in the Big Ten, it is so much better because you can stumble here or there, but you're playing for something that's really special. That's a Big Ten championship. And then other things come from that. And I think the guys who play on that football team, they miss that joy because I think it's special and it's something they just don't have.
Wow. I was just trying to be nice about it. And all of a sudden, geez, you know, like I said, I got friends on the staff. I have respect for the coach. I grew up more of a Michigan State fan because of a couple of guys that played football and basketball here, Pat Miller and guys from my area. But Notre Dame is still always one of the great schools. And, you know, it's just one of those iconic places. And it just seems like, you know, they were good enough. And it was a tough, I'm anxious. I don't know all the particulars on the conference, but they're starting to get a little bit like basketball now, where guys that are playing in these smaller conferences, there's two and they deserve the right.
Right.
But I just don't know if they're as good as some of the other teams. And that's football wanted to be the best 12 teams. Right. And then you get the politics and then the weeds and all that. So why in the hell I brought it up, I don't know. Well, I just thought it would be good instead of talking about a loss to Duke. So that's what I did.
There you go. Get these crazy audience questions.
Well, you love football. I do too.
I do.
You're looking at two guys that coach their basketball teams like football. So, you know, we weren't very good at it, but you know, we
got a question, Mike.
Well, we can't do it yet, but don't go anywhere. Okay. We're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing for all the MSU coaches shows. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. We'll be back with more of the Coach Tom Izzo Show in a moment. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
You didn't do this, did you, boss? Mind your business, Billy.
This is Labatt, brewed for the fans who can't stop shouting shoot it, and the driveway heroes who still call raindrops on every brick. Make fun of a ref through the TV like he can hear you, then miss 3 straight free throws on your buddy's hoop. Argue every foul, celebrate every layup, and somehow think you're running the offense from Section 312. But that's the beauty of it. Basketball isn't just about the court, it's the noise, the passion, and the Labatt you're holding while you live it. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Hey, Spartan fans! It's college basketball season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of airballs and alley-oops. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the courtside action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in East Lansing, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of MSU basketball. Go green, go white, SeatGeek.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.ufmhealthsparrow.org.
And thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at 1 North for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. We got just a couple minutes left. I never get to this, Tom, but I want to do it today. Chris Ordway, our engineer. Give him a round of applause. And back over there, Gage Dansby does all the video streaming. Okay. We have a question, but be quick.
It's not a question. It's more of a statement, and it's going to hurt you, Coach. I agree with Will. They don't get to play for a championship, and that's important.
Oh, yeah. You know, that doesn't hurt me. I do agree with that. Just like I feel sorry for those kids because somebody decided they're not going to play in any bowl game. But I understand some of it. I just wondered in this day and age, I don't know if you can keep surviving as a non-conference if the rules and the decisions are going to be made like you're. And Notre Dame is still Notre Dame. And, you know, and I have great respect for them. And so it was an interesting question. Yeah. Back to basketball. You know, we've got a week off. Academically, we don't. And like I said, we practice at different times this week. We're off today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we'll go. And then Friday we leave, and it's a noon game there. They're supposed to introduce their new football coach. Seems like everywhere we go, it's Christmas and 4th of July. And so that's a concern, but I'm hoping we bounce back. I'm anxious to see how our kids handled their first defeat. I know I didn't handle it very well, and so I got to bounce back too.
Well, it's you know, obviously Duke is a special event, and you want to win that one. But at the end of the day, Penn State's in the conference. We're 1-0 in the Big Ten, and we are the defending champs. So this game is huge as far as I'm concerned. And I'm thinking this guy believes the same thing.
I do.
And, well, it's big because it's a game you're supposed to win, and those are the hardest ones to win.
Good point.
There you go.
You got to bring that up.
Way to go, Mike. So for Coach Izzo and Mike Garland, I'm Will Tieman. And I hope you can join us Saturday from Happy Valley. We go on the air at 11 o'clock. We tip it at noon. It's Michigan State, our second Big Ten game of the year against Penn State. And the 17th, back here for the Christmas show. Thank you very much, everybody.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by 1 North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt Blue Light, we're brewed for the roast. Meyer, supporting hundreds of sports teams across the Midwest. Coors Light, choose chill. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time on this network station for all the Spartan basketball action on the Spartan Media Network.